Is this a logical leap to go from Gundam to Armored Core? Maybe, maybe not. But we're here. We're here, you know? And listen, it's not like I just out of nowhere I'm like, oh, maybe I'll try out Armored Core because like I got into Gundam. It's like robots, you know? Armored Core. It's like, why would I do that? Just because I watched one Josh Strife Hayes video about Armored Core 1 and it was so the story was so enticing that I was like, oh yeah, I'll try that. I watched the video. You know what he said in the video? It's a FromSoft game. This is Elden Ring Mecha. Elden Ring but mecha. Why would I do that to myself? But you see, an artist I followed got really into it like a year or two back, and I was like, "Oh, that looks really fun." And maybe I could do that. Like, and because they used to be like uh like a bara artist, right? And then they suddenly got into mecha, and I was like, "Okay, that makes sense. Big things, big things." Soft corners to sharp corners. It's like, yeah, this makes sense for their growth. But no, it wasn't like that at all. Armored Core is different from Bara, probably. Uh, but I was like so enamored. I was like, I want to know what's over there. That looks fun. It looks really fun. So I've been thinking about Armored Core 6 for a year now. Apparently, right now is like the second anniversary. It came out in 2023. I was like, oh man. Speaking of coming out, uh, did you know that it's been 10 years since the last Armored Core? Like the last one was in the what PS PlayStation number are we at now? PS5. It came back in the PS3 era. Like that's ancient. Wow. They haven't come out with a game in 10 plus years. That's insane. Why did I get into this? This this is suicide. Like if I get into this, then I might have to wait another decade. As if I don't wait for Final Fantasy 7 every 5 to 7 years. Haha, Christ. But I didn't know that at the time. I didn't know that it took 10 years for the last Armored Core game to come out. I didn't know that's why it was so high because everybody was starving. Anyway, so the story it's not like Final Fantasy. Apparently, it's a reboot of the series. I think most of the series before kind of came after each other or followed the same timeline. But this one, because it's been so long since it came out, probably it's a reboot of the series, so its story is within itself. What you call it? It's self-contained. So how the pilots are like this, or what the history of the world or the universe is now, is not irrelevant to the previous Armored Core series. Is what I gather, what I understand. But the themes seem to be the same. The themes being that they augment humans to properly pilot mechas so that they can be more, in tune with the robot. So they can feel the robot. You know that shit. Anyway, I don't know how to explain it or tell the story without sounding like a shitty AI summary of webcomics, but basically, and because you've heard me yap about it. I'm talking to like three people here, right? So it starts with illegal entry into this planet called Rubicon 3. I didn't know it was called Rubicon 3. I didn't know there was 1 and 2 before it. But this planet, Rubicon 3, used to be the only planet where they could find this substance, mineral, thing, material called coral, and this coral was, so good, yada yada yada, advanced humanity and sciences, etc., etc. But then I want to quote the Jurassic Park thing, but it doesn't really apply here. Too preoccupied with where they could, and they didn't stop to think of where they should. But it doesn't really apply to it right now. Basically, big accident happened, big fire, burned the entire planet. And actually, now that I look at it, looks like it wasn't just the entire planet. It looks like the fire spread out a little bit outside of the atmosphere. So that's cool, actually. That's cool. Like a little sun. And it like fucked up the planet irreversibly, right? Um, and people thought it's like, oh, because the coral was basically as if it was fuel for the fire. So now like the entire planet is like ash. So everybody dropped it. It's like, oh, there's no more coral. We cannot advance. This is as far as science will go with coral because there's no more coral. It's like, all right, that's fair. 50 years later, there are some rumors that actually there may be coral left, still alive on the planet after all. And now there's corporations looking to, check it out. It's like, is there really coral that we can still dig up? Because like that would be amazing. That would be great, actually. Um, and us, the royal we, are an independent mercenary illegally entering the planet so we can, get ourselves in on the action of, the coral. Because that's where the money is. That's where the corporations are now going to fight each other and hire some mercenaries, hint, hint, wink, wink, to, get in on each other's business to ruin the other company. And we're just here. We're just an opportunist. And if we can find some coral on late, that would be great. We are an independent mercenary, augmented human, C4621, and coming in with Handler Walter.
Got a job for you, 621.
He, I want to yap about Handler Walter. I guess chronologically, if you watched like the trailers and stuff, I didn't watch all the trailers though. There seemed to be. Did you know, like, there was a special episode on Secret Level for Armored Core, and had Keanu Reeves. It's a CG live action, but it was still Keanu Reeves. Like, oh shit! And then there's a proper story trailer with just the robots that doesn't appear in the game at all, which I'm kind of sad about. That has Handler Walter. But there are other trailers, like, hey, buy the game. Carl Urban is in one of them. I didn't watch it because I was like, holy shit, Carl Urban? From The Boys? Anyway, wild to see him. I don't know what he was saying because I was watching, on my phone in the dark, on mute. But I was like, anyway, Carl Urban. It's not just Keanu Reeves. I can't believe this. Anyway. In the story trailer, you can see a bunch of Ahmad Koa ACs. I'm just going to abbreviate it to AC because it's just faster. See a bunch of ACs fighting this big thing, and then like dying and sacrificing themselves. And Handler Walter is out somewhere seems to be getting a new augmented human. And that's you! That's you, baby boy or girl, creature. And he says, I'll give you a reason to live. It's like, yeah. Anyway, and that's how we start. An unspecified, undefined amount of time passes. And now, and the game starts with us crash landing into some facility and breaking our way out so we can breaking our way out and going to what did he call it? The corrupted city or something? It looks like a fucked up city. We go over there and there's bunches of other robot. I say robot, but robot is like small. These are like the armor Gundams, right? There are a bunch of different types. God, this is the nerdy shit, but so the ones we're piloting are armored cores, ACs, and those are like kind of the shit, right? I think that's what augmented humans are specifically made for. But there's like lower ranked ones like MTs. I do not know what they are short for, but they're like the trash mob. They don't seem to be the hot shit because whenever they see you, they're like, that's an AC! They get really scared. It's like, MTs are no match for it. And even if you're in a really shitty AC, it's still so much better than an MT. I don't understand why, but yeah. Although there seem to be others that are better than ACs. An LC or something? HC? LC? I don't know. They can still be beaten by an AC, but It's more difficult. I I don't really understand, but I will be referring to them. There's like a bunch of empties, the trash mobs here, and a bunch of broken ACs and stuff. Not that the MTs destroyed them. There's a lot of broken MTs here too, but there's just a lot of broken parts thrown around. And we're here to scavenge around the parts looking for an ID because we came in without even a passport. So Hanley Walter's like, go look for a passport in the fucked up ACs, right? We're scanning. It's like, this is fine, but it's gonna expire in 15 days. Ooh, this one is a license from a corporation. That's no good. They're gonna tell that we are not who we say we are. And we're just like, okay, damn. And eventually we find one. And it's in the middle of this crater. And it's like looking kind of lonely, but I don't know. And it seems to, yeah, like, ooh, that's good. It's not gonna expire, and uh, it's from it's also from a mercenary, so that's great. And the rack is correct. And then just as we were like, oh right, let's take it. Suddenly, a big ass chopper comes in and starts shooting at us. And Heather was like, oh shit, nobody should know we're here like this, we're here legally still. Go take it down. There's no such thing as witnesses if you kill them all, 621. And, right, your name is 621. Handler Walter will always call you 621 because that's your augmented human number. Okay? So we have to shoot down this this helicopter that's throwing missiles at us and sometimes goes out of bounds, so I can't even, knife it down. Like, wow, that's cheating. And this is like the end of the tutorial. That's insane. They just taught you how to jump, man. They just taught you how to jump like 2 minutes ago. Now you have to take down this thing. It took me like 5 tries, but I got it. I got him. And every single try afterwards, it's like, oh, so close. Oh, so close. And that's the From Software propaganda. That's how they get you. They'll think, oh, just a bit more. Oh, maybe if I did this. Oh, if I do a little bit, I can take it down. That's how they get you. That's how they get you. I didn't even look up the walkthrough. I just figured, okay, so I have to go dodge here. I have to go, jump when he does this. And then my God, that helicopter changed my life. Anyway, so you take down this helicopter and it's a tutorial mission. And then that's when, Lander Walter finishes reading the passport. And now I know your name here on Rubicon. Raven. It's like, wow, that's so pretty. Although I feel like everybody keeps calling you dog because you're Handler Walter's hound. And it was like, you stray dog. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. So I kind of feel like there's a mismatch. But canonically they make sense why you should be called Raven and not a dog. But dog is so cute, it's adorable. Anyway, doggy, you're just a little doggy. Anyway, so you get a passport, you get your name. As soon as you go back to the garage, you're greeted by Allmind, the mercenary support system. Welcome back, Raven. And it's like, all right, the passport worked. You even got into the mercenary thing. It's like, okay, cool. This mercenary thing will give you the menu and show you the proper tutorial for like how to build your robot. Here's what light weapons do. Here's what light builds can do. Here's what heavy builds can do. Here's what a tank can do. And I'm like, my God, the tutorial after the tutorial mission, insane. And it also opened up like arena matches, so you can fight against NPC ACs, and it's like just generally those gameplay stuff. And it's like, okay, that's neat. And now you can go take on your first proper missions. Basically, Handler Wall is like, gotta get our name out there. You gotta build a rep. You gotta be a good mercenary so that the corporations will hire. Because right now they don't even know who the shit you are. You literally just woke up, I don't know how much time ago, right? So we take some jobs. There's two jobs, one from the Balin group and one from the Arquebus group, and there's a bunch of other companies. I took a look at them. It was like, oh, I wonder if I have to memorize this like in Borderlands, but no, you don't really have to memorize them because in game they only focus on one or two companies to, so you don't get too confused. Although you'll remember the companies, heh, although you'll remember companies, while you're, fixing up your mech, your robot, and shit like that. Like, oh, I like, guns from this group, or I like the legs from this group, etc., etc. But for the main story, there's only the main two, the Balaam group and the Arquebus group. And basically, the Balaam group is the aesthetic is very military, Ten Hut, shit like that.
Target for this mission is a squad of transport choppers. Destroy them!
And Arquebus is very, I don't know how to describe them, but when they talk, they look like they're wearing suits, right? Very prim, very proper.
Grid 135 is a key foothold in Arquebus's efforts to conduct a coral survey in the contaminated city. You, the independent mercenaries, are the key to maintaining our lead in the coral survey race.
So, the first mission you can get is just like from the Balaam group. Hey, can you destroy Arquebus' little, camp here? It's not that important, but it would be great if you did. And then if you take Arquebus, it's like, hey, can you destroy Balaam's MTs over here? That would be great. Thanks. And it's like, anybody can do this, so you're just gonna take them because you can, right? I was looking back at my footage to see what the next mission was. I yapped a lot longer than it took for me to complete those missions. I was like, damn. That sounds like I'm bragging, but it's not like I did very well on them. It's just very fast, Especially when you're on NG++. Anyway. I forgot, but in one of the two missions, I think the one by Arquebus, they said it's like, basically the map you go back to is like the tutorial map, and they're like, can you clean up this place? Take out everybody in there. Balaam's MTs and shit. So you go back there, and you can clean up stuff. But if you want, you can go back to the very point that you crash landed there. Just for shits and giggles. And if you do, you will find an invisible mech there, and when it talks, it'll be like encoded, and it's like, and Honeywell is like, I can't see what that mech is. It's like, destroy it. And so you're like fighting for your life because like, what the hell is this? It doesn't even look like an AC. It looks kind of alien. It's weird, and it's invisible. But you can kill it. I think you can kill it. And you destroy it, and it's like, all right, that's done. Weird. Get back to the mission 621, and it's never mentioned again. Wow. So moving on, the next mission is once again from the Arquebus group, and they're asking, not you, I guess anybody, to take down a tester AC that's going to rendezvous with the Balaam group. And like, it's just a tester, it's just a prototype, but still dangerous. It's not great for them to have too many ACs. If it's an empty, it's like, oh yeah, whatever. But like, ACs, like, we gotta intercept that. That could, ACs can really take out, a lot. Not to say an army, but a lot. So you are to intercept and destroy this AC. Like, okay, cool. So we go there, and it's being piloted by somebody, but it looks like it's a student. And then you fight this guy, and you realize like, oh, he's like a rookie. Is this his first time in a real mech? Because he does say it's just like in the simulations. I can do this. I won't die. I have to get this to the red guns. They need it. And then you defeat him, and then the student says like, I just wanted a call sign of my own.
I just wanted a call sign of my own.
And then you feel real bad about it. It's like, oh, I killed a baby. I killed a baby. It's like, well, mission accomplished. And even Handler Walter's like, don't let it get to you, 621. It's just a job. All of it. Like, but man, doesn't feel too good. I I say that as if I did not kill him 10 times after this to test my ability. Ha 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 ha. Now, the next mission is by Balaam, and we're now introduced to the Rubicon Liberation Front. Basically, they're the people who live on Rubicon. Turns out the fires didn't totally destroy everybody because there was a colony of people living there, and they're not all dead, but they're not truly thriving either. So they live here. And they're like, what the hell? So the corporations suddenly butting in, so now they're like fighting against the corporations. Anyway, this is from Balaam requesting us to destroy their transport helicopters. They are now asking for you by name. To paraphrase what he said, it's like, Raven, you did well on your last sortie together. This did not go unnoticed. It's like, we look forward to what you can bring to the team. It's like, oh, cool, they know us. Wow, we did such a good job. I vaguely remember what we did, but anyway. So now we're gonna go fuck up the Liberation Front's transport copters, right? So we go in there, we mess it up, and there's a little optional boss you can fight here. And Walter's just like, you don't really have to go do that. Just, get the mission. Just destroy the helicopters. But of course you gotta go do that. Of course you want to test your skills. I did not test my skills my first run through. I was scared. I was suffering. I already used up all three repair kits. I am not gonna go fight a big ass spider, so I just destroyed all the helicopters and then left. And I was like, see ya, I don't need this. But in subsequent runs I was like, you know what? Maybe I wanna see what a big spider is like. And this big spider has a shield, what the fuck? It has a shield, but if you defeat it, Handler Walter says like, oh, so you defeated the tetrapod. You're a natural at this, aren't you, 621? And I was like, oh my god, Handler Walter complimented me, yay! So that there's also that. You could get complimented by Handler Walter. And don't we all want that? Now, the next mission, I can't really remember, is... I forgot who gave it, but basically attack the big walking thing. I think it's from Arquebus. But it's against the Liberation Front once again. They're using the big walking thing. Originally was used to transport goods and shit, and now they're using it as a big ass weapon to also transport goods and shit. But now it has a big ass laser eye. I've shown this to you. You've seen it. If you're too far away, you will get hit by the laser eye because my timing is ass. So you have to go from behind so it cannot see you because you're hiding behind its legs. Then you have to take out its legs, and then you have to fly up onto its back, and then they're gonna try to attach its butt. So now you have to actually fly onto its torso, and destroy the generators, etc., while avoiding the eye thing because it's scary. It's so scary. But eventually, you destroy all the generators, and you just destroy the eye without being destroyed by it. You know how it is. And then when it's blown up, you go fly away, and then watch it, get blown up. Cool, neat. I don't know if I love or hate this mission. Just because I keep getting lost. You know how it is. Then the next mission is attack the dam complex. Oh, okay. So if attacking the Strider, that's what it's called, the Strider. That was by Arquebus. And now this mission is by Balaam, also picking on the Liberation Front once again. Now we're attacking their base at this dam. And this is a little field trip you go on with. This is the first one. You now go on with friendly ACs, right? Is Mr. Gun 1 Michigan of the Red Guns, the group associated with Balaam. Their you know, their AC force called the Red Guns. He puts you with two Red Guns, G4 and G5. This is the first mission where you're now accompanied by friendly ACs. Gun for Volta and Gun for Guazu. And it's like, oh my god, they're so cute. It has little friends. I forgot to say, but what in the briefing, Michigan, Gun 1 Michigan was like, we're gonna call you Gun 13. It's like, oh, that's cute, we have our own number. And then Handler Walter's like, Gun 13. It's like, I'll stick with 621. And don't let the Red Guns teach you bad manners. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like a parent throwing his kid off into your kindergarten. That's adorable. That's so cute. And then you get out there and it's like, oh, I see why he said that. They really are very bad mannered. I love them. Their mage is like, oh man, we gotta babysit this freelancer and shit and, talk shit to you. But G1 Michigan is also talking shit at them. Is like, wow, they're so rowdy. I love it. They're so cute. So we go fuck up the dam and stuff, and then at the very end, there's a I guess boss battle from one of the Liberation Front's. I don't even know if he's top brass or anyway, but he has an AC, so he must be pretty high up, And you fight him, and he's like, "Will not be stepped on by corporation dogs." But when he refers to you, he's like, mercenary. Clearly, there's better in life than working for the corporations. It's like, don't you have a choice? Why don't you, join us or whatever? And it's like, as if I didn't have a choice in this matter. We don't. So, we kill him. And then he says something like, Father Dolmayan, I have failed you. And you're like, who's Father Dolmayan? But probably it's the leader of the Liberation Front, right? And so we finish the mission, and it's like, yay, we're done the little field trip. That was fun. Now, behind the scenes is actually Handler Walter talking to other people, like Gun 1 Michigan. Right before that mission, they were talking and saying, it's like, hey, I want to let my dog join, you in this mission and stuff. Is like, oh, you want to join? It's like, that's great. I also want to do a little, field trip for my dogs. Ha. G4 and G5. And it's like, we'll have a little field trip. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great. They need to talk to other people. Basically, is what I understood from Handler Walter. I wasn't recording my first playthrough, so I'm not exactly sure what he said, but basically, it's like he needs to see other dogs. It's like, cool. And after this, he'll talk to Arquebus's group, the Vespers. They are the Red Guns of the Arquebus group. So he's talking to V2 Snail, and Snail's like, "What are you hawking your services to me again? I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I have the Vespers. We're better than you." And Walter is like, "I heard you're putting out V1 again." It's like, must be hard to have only one good pilot. And it's like, what? And you think your dog can replace him, huh? It's like, give us a chance. Come on. What's the harm? And it's like, fine, whatever. And so now you get to join Operation Wall Climber. It's basically this big ass wall that the Liberation Front commandeers and is using it to keep the corporations away or whatever. Anyway, the corporations want to take control of this wall, but they've been failing to take control of this wall. Balaam apparently failed, not spectacular, but they failed to take control of it all. So now it's Arquebus's turn, and we're going to join Arquebus and trying to, go for it. And this is where we will meet love of my life, V for Rusty. My God. So basically, we have to fight some of the ground troops to even get to the wall, and then when we get to the wall, we sneak inside, and then we, blast our way through the inside, and we get to the top, and there we destroy the thing that's actually guarding the wall, the Juggernaut. I think that's his name, the Juggernaut. I don't really remember its name because, like, in my head, this is the Rusty cutscene. That's the one where you see him and he's like in all his beautiful, sexy AC glory. It's like, oh, I wish that was me. I wish I could be a sexy lightweight. Speed is the only thing that matters, AC, but I'm not. I'm only a tank because I have no rights. I want grenade launchers, and I suck at using submachine guns. What the hell? Anyway, this is where you meet Rusty, and he's like, "Sup, buddy?"
Hey, Raven. It's me, Rusty. Your old buddy from the Vespers.
And it's like, twirls hair. Anyway, the Juggernaut's gonna come at you, and you're supposed to hit from behind. And Rusty's like, don't worry, I'll be the distraction so you can hit from behind. And I'm like, you're gonna be the tank? but I don't know. I don't think he's tanking. He's just being like distracting it and trying not to take damage. And then you're gonna come up from behind and shoot it because it has a big ass shield up front. If you shoot the shield, it doesn't do any damage at all. You have to go from behind. You have to stab him in the back. Alright. That's cool. I think I only died like 3 times the first time this happened. I don't know how I did. I forgot if I looked at a walkthrough or I just got good. I probably just got good and stopped swooning over Rusty whenever he talked and, losing my mind. So it's like, eventually I locked in. Got locked in 621. We can't be looking at our crush forever. Oh, right. I was dying because Rusty, in the middle of the battle, Rusty gets a call from not V2 Snail, but he gets a call in the middle of the battle. It says like, oh damn, I gotta go because there's more things gonna come at us, and if I don't kill them, they're gonna overwhelm us. And sorry, buddy, you got handles on your own. Wish you luck, love you, bye. And then he leaves us, and then suddenly the battle gets harder because like turns out we do need a tank. It was great when the Juggernaut was focused on Rusty because because now it's always facing us and it's hard to get behind him because it's always like, no, you can't look at my butt. It's like, oh shit. And this is where I ate shit. But we got good. We got good. We can shoot from the top actually. Did you know that? It's not as weak on the top, but if you shoot from the top, it'll be Daijobu. It'll be Daijobu. Anyway, so we defeat it, and then Handler Walter mentions like, Rusty, he seems to know who you truly are. Oh well, I did prepare for that contingency, so whatever. Like, okay, cool. And after the battle, Rusty calls you! Oh my god, he calls you!
We're war buddies now. I think I should tell you something. During Operation Wall Climber, Arquebus was planning to sacrifice you. The plan was to use independent mercenaries to clear the way so that the Vespers could step in and take over. But instead, you took the wall. The higher-ups are going to remember you now, that's for sure. As will I.
Oh my god. Anyway. So now Arquebus has taken the wall, right? With your help. The next mission is now from Balaam, and it's retrieve the combat logs. Retrieve the combat logs specifically so that they can get information on V4 Rusty. Cause like, what's his deal? And how can we counteract, Rusty over here? So you go through the wreckage near the area of the wall, and you're trying to be sneaky about it. Going through the stuff, collecting data from fucked up machines or ACs, and some of them have video footage of Rusty, some of them are just logs that the pilot deserted, which is like useless, but you need to collect 5 of them, and it adds up to the numbers, whatever you find, right? And then in one of them, it's an audio log from somebody trying to communicate with Rusty, and saying something is like, "You from Uncle's? I saw Uncle's logs." It's like, why are you doing this? At least tell me." And then it cuts off and he dies, I think. So it's like, oh, what what is his what is his relationship to the Liberation Front? I wonder. Did he betray them and is like, I'm sick of, working for you guys. I'm gonna go work for the corporations. What's all that about? And etc. etc. There's also another strange log. It's too messed up to figure out, but it says something about Elcano and technology. That's one of the other manufacturer names, but you don't really see it that much, or I don't see it. I don't really see it in my logs. And when you do, suddenly, uh, apparently, one of the secret ACs come out, Lazi.
You killed them all!
A Liberation Front survivor. It'll just hold us up if you engage her. The mission comes before everything else.
Shameless corporate dog! Go! Leave Rubicon alone! I'm a Coral Warrior, just like the others, and I will not give in! Forged in Ash, we stand as one!
In one of the logs you find, it does say it's like, oh, we're all going to die here, but at least little Z isn't here. She's the Liberation Front's little sister. She can still have a normal life, find love, have a family, and etc. And I was like, that's a little sexist of you. Maybe she wants to be here, but whatever. That's your wish as an older brother or whatever, right? For your family. Anyway, so if you find this secret log, Z comes up and starts attacking you, and you have to defend yourself, and it's like, well, shit. Well, shit. I hope you live, little Z. I hope you find love and a family. But you do kick her ass. I don't. It is unknown what happens to her after this, because like, when you defeat people, it's not truly known if they're like dead or if they've already evacuated. Because sometimes when I defeat people, they're not. You think that they died, but then later they show up. So it's like, oh, so you didn't die, and sometimes they do die. So it's like, it depends on the situation, I guess. Though this early on, I guess most of them are evacuating their AC, so you only have to worry about if they die, and they have very last word sounding stuff, right? Anyway, let's hope the Z is okay. But actually, how do they evacuate? Is it like Gundam, or they have this little rocket ship thing and they go pew and fly away from the battlefield? Because like, if you evacuate, like, let's say you just open the cockpit or whatever, you're just a squishy little human. This thing, ACs are the size, they're like four-story buildings, man. You're just a squishy human. You come out of there and they could step on you. So it's like, what what's going on? What are the logistics of it? It's called an armored core. The core being the cockpit where the pilot is, right? But like, does it evacuate? What? How do they? I'm like really concerned about it because like there. This is happens much later, but there's a scene where there's like four of you, and I thought they were all dying because that's what the walkthrough's like. Some of your comrades may die. And I was like, oh shit, oh fuck. But then later they show up, so like, oh, they're not dead? They were just abandoning me? No, because their robots are still there in the snow. So I thought they were dead. But they just evacuated. How did they do that? How did they do that? Anyway, mayhap I will play other Armored Core games and figure it out. And mayhap I play other Armored Core games and not figure out. Maybe they never address this at all. I'll try to think of it like in Gundam, where they just kind of pew away, just yeet away from the situation, because that makes the most sense. But like, I don't know. Why couldn't you shoot it down? Why can't you shoot people down? I guess this is like, well, whatever. I beat you, so your tiny little human form is irrelevant to the situation now. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway. Also, I realized maybe I've been pronouncing her name wrong, even though I did hear it in one of the missions. Little Ziyi? Ziyi? Z. Z. Anyway. Anyway. In my head, I kind of imagine her as like the girl with the the rapper girl in K-pop Demon Hunters. I don't know why that's what she looks like in my head, because like her personality is not that at all, but that's how it is. It's how it is. Anyway, so getting back to it, you collect all the logs about, hopefully about Rusty, but it's just whatever logs that are there. Um, then the next mission is now from the Rubicon Liberation Front. Shit, they're finally like, you know what? This mercenary keeps kicking our ass. We can hire him too, you know. And it's like, this is not our finest moment, but you know what? We're gonna hire you, right? Okay, we've been getting our weapon supply from this company called Baus. I just learned this from waiting to Wikia, but it it's a it's a weapon manufacturing that is based in Rubicon. So I guess it's homegrown shit. So they've just been using homegrown weapons. And because they'll supply to anybody. If anybody wants them, the Liberation Front, the companies, mercenaries, whatever, we'll give it to you. It seems that only really Balaam and Arquebus are super into this Coral War. All the other companies are like, whatever, whatever. Just buy our shit, right? We don't really care about that. So the Liberation Front is buying from Baus, and they usually get from a certain place, but they haven't been able to contact them for a while. And they're like getting kind of worried. At first, we like maybe they just forgot to contact them or email them back, but it's been a while, and after all this shit happened, maybe we should be a bit cautious. So could you go check it out for us, please? And like, all right, sure, no problem, no problem. And then we get there to basically the warehouse, and it is a ghost town, even though it's supposed to be like not a warehouse, like a factory. Investigate the Baus arsenal. So it's like there are cars there. There are things here that should be moving, but nothing is moving. There's nobody here. It's quiet. Even Handler Walter is like, nothing's going on here. What's happening? And you go in to inspect some shit, and then suddenly you're being sniped at by invisible mechs again. What the shit? And they have encoded comms. Like, it's creepy. It's so creepy. You have to go, you have to be really close to be able to see them and then punch their lights out, because if you go too far, like 100, 200 meters too far, you get fucked. They go invisible again, and you can't see them. You can't lock on, so you have to be really up close and personal and shoot them in the face. And speaking of lock on, I was like, at the end of chapter 1, when I realized that you could lock on to enemies, like, I thought it's like, oh, lock on is the default. I just have to look at them, and then, it's gonna soft lock, and then I shoot everything. But when they move, like, out of the screen, I have to go look for them, and it's like, oh, it was a bad time. And then it turns out you could lock on, just press R3, and it's like, what the shit? I didn't have to move my, my camera at all. And I thought I was just shit, but turns out with lock on, it's like, oh, I'm much better at this. Like, what the hell? What the hell? Anyway, whatever. It's not like I was struggling. So there's invisible enemies, right? And you go try to check out. So I just thought, oh, maybe it's just the one ghost thing. I thought it was just one guy that fucked up the entire place, but no, there's more of them. There's more ghosts. More encrypted messages. It's creepy. It's so creepy. And you keep going deeper and deeper, and you find out it's like, oh, there's a little coral well here, coral spring. Turns out Baus was kind of hiding this. It's not much, but they did have it. So it's like, maybe this is why they were trying to hide this. And then suddenly you're ambushed by like 5 more ghost things. And I was like, what the hell? And they're sticking to the walls. It's like, man. And this mission, I don't know. I suck at it. I can't get an S rank for the life of me because I kept getting shot at. It was like, skill issue on my part. Anyway, ghosts, encrypted messages, creepy. And we never find out about this again. Walter's like, well, I guess that's what we found out about. About. It's like, maybe those ghosts fucked it up. Sorry, Liberation Front. I don't know. Next mission. Now, Walter's talking to a new person. This lady named Carla, and she seems like an old friend. It's like, sup, Walter? You look good. Haven't seen you in a while. It's like, what happened to your other dogs? And Walter's like, they did what it took to get us here. And it's like, oh, okay. And it was like 617, 18, 19, 120, and because you're 621, it's like, the 4 others, the ones from the trailer. Hey, your Oni-chan tachi. Anyway, she asks like, what's going on? How's your new dog? And it's like, he's okay. He's stable. You know how Gen 4 augmentation is. It's like, they're not too bad, but gotta be careful with them. So you just taking missions one by one that you can do. It's like, oh, okay, is that how it is? And I don't know, I just thought it's like, that's cool. They're explaining that apparently there's slight differences with the augmentation. That's neat. That's cool. So the next mission, Walter says something like, it's like, got a mission for you, 621, but it's not from the corporations or the Liberation Front. Actually, it's kind of personal. It's from a friend of mine. I thought, oh, I guess it's from Carla or something. And it's like, we're gonna have you attack a watch point. It's being monitored by the PCA. The PCA is the Planetary Closure Administration. Apparently, it's some sort of government body that was put in place to keep Rubicon, what'd you say, not sheltered, but closed off from the rest of the world, the galaxy, the universe. Like, people can't get in, but also people can't get out. They're just stuck by the PCA, and it's like, whoa, that's kind of ass. Why would you keep people inside? They're previous colonists, so why can't they just leave? That kind of sucks, man. It's like, it's one thing for people not to come in, but they just can't leave? Damn. They're stuck there their whole life. Anyway, so the PCA is watching this thing called the Watch Point, where it's a facility that monitors the flow of coral underground or in the world, if there is any. So, like, just in case. And we're gonna go and fuck it up. Right? It's like, oh, okay, cool. So we go there, and Walter's like, don't worry, even the PCA wouldn't think that a lone mercenary would come and fuck shit up. And it's like, oh, we're alone? Why? But anyway, we kill everybody, kill the guards, and it's fun. The first time I did this, I had a hard time because I didn't know you had to kill everybody, and I was like, why can't they move forward? This kind of sucks. Turns out there was just one guy hiding. I had to find him. What the hell? It was so hard. I was like, for like 5 minutes getting dizzy. Anyway, I finally found him and shot him. And in the next area, there were snipers. It's like, man, can I get a break? Can a girl get a break? Anyway, I killed all of them. And it's like, alright. And we go forward. And it's like, oh, I see it. The big building over there. Let's go inside. And we go forward. And before we can get inside, suddenly there's this guy. So it makes a big entrance like I, I'll just play it because honestly he's pretty hot.
Attacking a watch point. You're incorrigible, Handler Walter. How many of your dogs must I kill before you learn?
So he's an first gen, like, so Walter explains that this guy Sula is a first gen augmented human. You're fourth gen, and this guy is first gen, and Walter says basically he's not a patient, he's like a survivor, because like there was just a 10% survival rate for people who got the first gen augmentation, the very first augmentations, and this guy made it, baby. And it's like, oh, that's kind of scary. Also, how long ago was this? Is he old? Is he an old man? He sounds so young, but is he an old man? I'm starting to think, like, a lot of these, like, conceptually, a lot of these characters should be pretty old. But only Walter sounds old. So I'm like, what's going on here? Well, Walter and Michigan sound old, so I don't know. I don't know. Oh, right. And speaking of, they do not show what anybody looks like, so all you know are their mechs and stuff and their voice. And they do not have any canonical appearance. You do not have a canonical appearance. They don't even show you what a pilot suit looks like. Like, bruh, does it have to be this way? Even in older Armored Core, I found a post that was like all known Armored Core pilot designs, and it was like a small 600 pixels by 400 pixel document picture, and it's like the only two panels are from a manga or something, and then there's one that's concept art, and the other one looks like a small ass thumbnail, and it's like none of these really have the same uh design aesthetic. So it's like, what is the truth? But you know what? My city now. That's what fan art is for. It's I guess it's just not very evangelical. Oh, wait. I guess the closest to canon is the Keanu Reeves short, but I don't even think he's wearing a pilot suit. He's just wearing, like, what's the English? For Sando? He's just wearing a tank top, and it's just Keanu Reeves, but at least we know what kind of their vision for the inside of a mech is like, and it's not Evangelion. Um, but yeah, it's just kind of gross in there, and they have needles that go into your neck. It's like, oh, is that what the augmentation surgery is all about? All right. So Zula is talking about, it's like, hey, you got another dog, Walter? How many of your dogs have I already killed? It's like, I don't remember, and stuff is like, bruh. And Walter's like, don't fall for his bait, right? And then Zula comments is like, I hear that Gen 4 makes really good hounds with the right training. And it's like, oh, so is that why Handler Walter gets Gen 4? Because they're really good with training? It's like that. That makes sense. That's cool. That's neat. And yeah, I get my ass kicked by him quite a lot. I think this one I really watched the guide for it. And you know what the guide said? Is like, he's a mid-range fighter, so if your build is mid-range, you're not gonna beat him. It will be better than yours. I was like, fuck, we only have mid-range. And my short range wasn't that great, but it's like, you know what? Okay, I get it. If I get up all in his face, I may have a chance. And they were right. They were right. If you're all up in his face, then he's not that good at dodging. He's not good at dodging your punches. Your punches, I say. I knifed him, right? So So that was cool. That was fun. If you're just close to him, it'll be easier to beat him. Do not try to go long range. Don't be a coward. Get up in his face. Punch their lights out. That is the strategy, and has worked for me for the next 2 playthroughs of this. Just get up in their face. Do not be a coward. We are not a sniper. Despite wanting to be cries. Anyway. When you defeat Sula, he'll say, Handler Walter, stay away from the watch point. And it's like, ooh, creepy. What could that mean? But just ignore him, 621. You were a good boy. You did a good job. Go into the watch point. Go destroy it. So we go in. We destroy the watch point. It's like, okay, cool. Then suddenly, bright red starts spewing out on the floor, and you're like, 621, get out of there! And then it goes boom. And then that's where we see her. The little dot that talks to us. Air. Airy? Air. I know it says air, but it's so hard to read it as air. I keep reading it airy, but when I read in Japanese, it's like air. You know, like how they spell earetsu. 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 E-A, not A-E. So air. Air. My god. I can't believe it. It's a little Aerith situation. But air. I'm Air, a Rubiconian. And it was like, you're some girl who's patched into the network. Like, we got onto your radio waves, you were fucking around with radios, and now we can hear you. It's like, oh, alright, cool. And I guess you're our handler for now? Because, you know, our mech went on autopilot, and flew us over to a little platform. How cute. I didn't know mechs could do that, but I guess it was shown in the story trailer. When the pilot died, the mech was like, the pilot's gone, but mission complete. I was like, oh, so there's still some sort of AI in the mech? That's neat. And I guess your mech is like, okay, we gotta get our body out of here. Pilot may be dead, but I'm not. Or whatever. So we got flown over, and you're awake, and Air's like, that's great, you're awake. There is an enemy coming towards us. I'll be your support before Handler Water, because Handler Water can't see shit right now. We can't have him talk to you because you almost died. And here it is, the thing that made me go mad, Balteus. Yay! This thing does some bullet hell shit, man. It's like, Toho? Near Automata? Why are we here? Just to suffer? And I just got mad. Because you have to break its plasma shield first, and then it'll be susceptible to proper attacks. You have to break his shield multiple times, and then wail on him multiple times, all while trying to dodge all those missiles coming at you, like those 5,000 missiles coming at you. And then he'll make it to phase 2, and then when he has a phase, he has a blade of flame. It's like, come on, man, come on, and you have to dodge that while also dodging the missiles. It's like, bruh, why are we like this? Why are we like this? I got so mad. I molded. I went to bed mad. I was like, my god, this is not doing good things for my heart. And I watched the walkthrough. I was like, how to beat this guy with your base weapons, the default weapons you come with. And I was watching it, it's like, oh, it's so calm. Oh, we just have to, do a little jump and stuff, and then just keep shooting. Don't worry about it. Just keep shooting. And I was like, wait, what's he doing? He used lock on. This is where I found out about lock on, because like half the battle was like, where the shit did he fly to? What the fuck? And it's like, man, what's worse is that this battle comes straight after Sula, so I have to get my ass kicked by Sula again to even be able to get my ass kicked by Balteus. And I was like, man, why must I be tested like this? But I went to sleep. I somehow managed to go to sleep. And then the next day I was like, before I even started work in the afternoon, I was like, you know what, maybe I can just take a little try. Just do a little try, like what the walkthrough said. And I did it. I defeated Sula one go. It was like harrowing, but I did it. Then I got to Balteus, and then I reached the checkpoint. I was like, alright, as long as I have the checkpoint, I can die as many times as I want. But then I got to the checkpoint, I thought I was gonna die, and I did die. I managed to defeat him. And it was so cool and calm. I was just like, oh, just follow the video. Just be good. And I was good. It was like, what the shit? What the shit? Anyway. Anyway. So we defeated Balteus. And then Air is like, that was just a glimpse. That little coral explosion, that was just a glimpse. That was nothing compared to the fires of Ibis, the thing that destroyed the planet 50 years ago. Right? And anyway, all that. And then you go home, and then Walter explains that, hey, 621, that thing, that explosion, that little coral explosion. Did you know that coral actually moves a certain way? It tries to go where more coral is. So if we follow the coral from where that explosion happened, it's kind of going towards the ocean. Not the middle of the ocean, but there's a continent across the ocean, and like they're all gathering over the icy continent. I forgot what it's called, and it's like it's gonna take a while to get there. So I'm gonna go get some backers to support us. You rest up, 621. You did good boy. And it's like, okay, cool. And then Walter leaves, and Air's like, hey, Raven. Actually, there is a job by Balaam. We could check it out. They actually want us to survey the ice field. I'm like, how are we gonna do that? Walter just said he's gonna try to get us over there in the first place. It's like, don't worry about it. I got a plan. There's this place. It's got this cannon. We can go infiltrate this place, get into the cannon, and launch ourselves across the ocean into the ice field. Right? It was called the ice field. And it's like, but Walter doesn't know about it. It's like, don't worry. We gotta take initiative, you know? It's good for us. And it's like, alright. So we follow our plan, we infiltrate grid 086. And turns out this place is the territory of a group of dozers. Dozers being people who kind of use coral like a drug to get high. And it's like, oh, so you can eat coral? I just buy what is coral? What does it look like? Do you just like pick it up like water? Like food, like clay, and chew on it or something? I don't know. And they don't really show you. No, we did make jokes that when Air first joined us, with the little red thing, it's like, oh, the live stream. All right, cool. The live stream. I still don't know what coral looks like to like people, because I keep saying that they can eat it. They keep saying they can be used for fuel. What does it mean? What does it look like? Anyway, in my head, it's kind of a strange chewy feeling, but it could be like maho, you know, maho, pork floss. Anyway. So we infiltrate grid 86, the territory of the dozers, and this apparently development company called RAD. Apparently that's also a part of the I don't know. Anyway, we infiltrate, we smash up some defense robots, and then there it is. We hear Carla. And she's like, bro, what the hell? What are you doing here? Guys, get rid of him. And Carla is apparently the head of RAD, Reuse and Development. They are kind of like a weapons company. They took over the Dozer faction. She came with her own hackers and scientists, took over in a year, and now everybody in this area just kind of works for her, I guess. It's like, oh, okay, cool. And we are fucking up her shit. And She gets mad at us and is like, okay, fine. Maybe I should have just hired you. It's like, hey, come on in. And then she traps us and we have to deal with this thing called a cleaner. Uh basically it's this machine, you put trash in it and it burns it in its mouth. And I also started molding. I can't even say I molded this. I was getting really dizzy because it gets up in your face and then the camera kind of fucks up, so I had to look up a walkthrough real quick for this one. And it basically gave me my current build, which is just put on 2 big laser cannons. It will keep you afloat, and while you're afloat, shoot into the volcano on its head. That's the weak spot. It's like, okay. Because like my problem was being able to fly, you only have a limited amount of airtime, right? Let's say about 4 or 5. And you can't stay in the air forever, but if I stay on the ground, I'm gonna get, my ass kicked by the cleaner with the fires, right? So if you use this laser weapon, the recoil will keep you in the air for a little for longer, and if you time it right, you can stay in the air indefinitely. It's like, all right, that's nice, that's cool. And so I came back with this build, and I did it. I did manage to cheese this boss. It was great. It was great. I now always use plasma cannons. I see. Although from what I see from other builds, it's not totally OP, but it's good for me. It's kind of a good sniper weapon, even though we're not a sniper. It's good for how bad I am. Anyway, moving on, Carla's like, damn, what the hell? Fine, get in here, I'll help you. I lost so much money, Jesus Christ. Just get up here, jeez. Right, she's also calling you tourist. It's like, hey, tourist. In Japanese, she calls you Vijita. Which is cute. So now you're up because like she doesn't have anything else to throw at you. It's like, fine, I'll help you. But first you gotta help me. Because now there's a rival gang banging on my doorstep, and I don't have any defense weapons. Hint, hint. Looks at you. And it's like, okay, my bad. It's like, we gotta help her out, kill all those guys before they start tearing up her turf and stealing her shit. So get rid of them. It's like, okay, cool. And then she shows us to the top where we can get the cannon. Fortunately, the very top, I guess it's like Midgar in FF7, where she lives in the bottom plate, and the top plate is not really her turf anymore, because it is now can now be seen by PCA satellites. PCA owns the top of the plate, and they have lasers. And when they see you, it's like, hey, there's an intruder, and they're gonna shoot their beam at you. Sorry, you saw this. I was crying, I was screaming, but I didn't get hit. I was like, what the hell? But I did get hit afterwards. And then after this, then you fight the big spider, and they made a big deal of it. It was pretty hard because like it's a sea weapon, apparently a weapon from before the fires of Ibis. The scientists made this thing. It's a bitch. You have to get under it and fire into its belly and try not to be stepped on by its spider legs. Wah, kawaii. And then in phase 2, it starts flying, and you think, oh, then it's easier not to be stepped on by its spider legs. But no, underneath its spider legs, now it's going to shoot like 8 beam lasers at you, and you have to dodge that. And the way to do this is that you have to be above it so that the beam lasers can't get to you. And you're like, but I was on the ground. I didn't equip my mech for aerial-based combat. Well, that's on you. Anyway, eventually we beat it. And Air says something in a horrified voice. She says, like, they were using coral as fuel. And I was like, yeah, they sure were. They sure are using as food too, Air. Anyway, They defeat it. We get into one of the shipping container things, and then Carla launches us across the sea. Somehow, we survive. Alright, Air also says, like, Raven, you can see it too, can't you? The live stream, the coral. And yeah, we do see it while we're flying across the Aeolian Ocean. And we land into Snowfield, and mission over. Walter messages us like, oh, I see you've taken up the mission and gotten over. That's great. I've finished tying up loose ends. I'm coming over. Got another mission. So now we're at the ice field, and now the corporations are also at the ice field after we realize, like, oh yeah, Coral is definitely coming over here. Everybody, hightail it over. Our next job is now from Balaam, who are asking us to fuck up, or I guess steal, Arquebus's, survey drone things. Like, they pitched 10 the ice and are now taking in data. It's like, where's the corals going? We gotta fuck up that operation. We gotta steal their data. It's like, alright, cool. All before their army shows up. So we steal their data and stuff, then manage to take down some of their stuff, some of their army that's come to check up on us, and we have to defeat everybody. But then, in the middle of taking Arquebus out, suddenly there's a ship with lasers, and we're like, whoa, what the hell? Somebody's attacking Arquebus? Who is this? And I was like, oh shit, it's the PCA. PCA is bearing down on us already, and we have to defend ourselves from dying. And as soon as we defeat the things after us, the PCA make themselves known, like, in full force, saying, it's like, hey, corporations, we see your shit. You weren't supposed to be here in the first place. If you keep this up, we're going to see this as a declaration of war, so cut that out. And Walter's like, I guess we got greedy, us and the corporations both. So now everybody's like, oh shit, it's the government, and they're fucking us up. And now there's an update, I think, from Rusty, and he says, like, yeah, the PCA came, right, and they fucked up a lot of the corporations camping sites, spawning grounds, etc. Like, Arquebus is not great, Balaam is definitely not great, and the Rubicon Liberation Force kind of see this as an opportunity, where the PCA is fucking up the corporations. Their enemies are now weakened, and maybe they can get an edge in. But Rusty also says, like, but they're probably counting their chickens too early. So we want to hire you to fuck up a PCA base. And I was like, wow, is Rusty giving me the mission this time? Oh my god. And he is giving you the mission this time. So he wants you to mess up this PCA refueling station, so that they can take it, and it would deal kind of a big blow to the PCA. And if you could mess up a few more of their fuel tanks, you'll get a bonus. And I thought there were only 2, but turns out there were a lot. I had to look up a guide for where all of them were. And even though I know it, in the last 3 playthroughs, I still always miss that last one. Anyway, Rusty says, like,
I want you to be a walking advertisement for opportunities in destruction.
So when they hire some more other mercenaries, Walter gets kind of chuffed at this. It's like, advertisement for destruction. It's like, you're not the poster boy. Just get your job done. But Air is like, but we can get some extra cash. Don't you want to, get some bonus pay? And it's like, that's so cute, and I can't argue with that, Air. So we go mess up the refueling station, but then they send some 2 hotshot PCA officers to get rid of me. It's like, whoa, that's so scary. I think they're LC. They call themselves Ectromoy or something. And they were like, when I defeat them, nobody escapes to Ectromoy. And I'm like, oh shit, are they gonna come back with a vengeance later? Spoiler alert, they did not come back with a vengeance later. Like, maybe some things did, but not Ectromoy specifically. I'm like, that felt kind of sad. You sound so ominous. But in the end, you were nothing, huh? I thought we were gonna have a little personal beef here. Nobody outruns the Ectromoy. And it's like, I outran you. Man. That kind of sucks. They were kind of cool conceptually. I don't know. I don't really want to fight the PCA anymore. They suck. And so I defeated them. I was screaming and crying, but I defeated them. And what was it? I think so. Rusty gave you the mission. Oh right. And early on in your career, when you're taking jobs from Arquebus and Balaam, there is a voice and stuff, and you thought it's like, oh, they're just some pencil pushers or whatever. But then later, when you start making a name for yourself, Balaam says like, I'm kind of proud to have known you or been the one to select you for this job. It's like, my name is like G6 Red Gun. G6 Niles? G6 Red? I forgot because I have not seen him in game yet. I am so sorry, G6. But he's cute. I thought he was Michigan for this entire time because they sound similar. Very 10 Hut soldier, right? But and kind of yelly. It turns out J1 Michigan is more gung ho and ruthless than G6.
Show us your ambition. Destroy the Liberation Front's artillery. Consider it an opportunity to prove yourself. Impress us, mercenaries! Balaam Group AC Squad Red Guns reporting for duty. Commence mission. Attack! Get in there, you maggots!
G6 is trying to emulate G1. It's like, oh, I see. That's the difference. I only noticed this on the third playthrough, and it's like, oh, Sayang. But anyway, the ones who's been giving you most jobs from Balaam, the small jobs, is G6. And then the big ones is G1, like, let's go on a field trip, soldier! And from Arquebus, after you defeated the Strider, the big walking thing, he was like, oh, I'm very pleased to been the one to call upon you to do this. My name is V8 Pater, and I look forward to working with you, Raven.
Raven, your work on the Strider deserves commendation. I am thrilled to have issued you the request. Allow me to introduce myself. I am the Arquebus Group's mercenary liaison. V8 Pater, at your service. I think I'll enjoy doing business with you.
And I was like, wow, he sounds so cute. I like him so much. And anyway, he's the one who's mostly giving you the jobs. But the one who gave you the wall job or briefed you on it was V2 Snail.
Know your place, you meager dog sitter. The answer is no.
He seems to be the leader of the Vespers. That was mostly the only job he was talking about. When it's really important, it seems to be Snail talking. When it's like smaller jobs or whatever, it seems to be V8 Pater. So it's mostly Pater that talks to you. And it's so after the PCA refueling stuff, Pater says like, hey, thanks for doing a really good job on that. I got a message for you from Rusty. And I'll just let it play.
Arquebus Group Mercenary Liaison, V8 Pater here. Impressive work on the refueling base assault. V4 has left me a message addressed to you, if I may.
I knew you could do it, buddy. I've got my eye on you.
That is all. We at the Arquebus Group expect much from you.
And it's so cute. It's so cute. He didn't have to copy his voice inflection, but he's just like, buddy. It's like, wow, that's adorable. I just feel like it gives him a lot of character. I like him so much. Anyway, so that job was from Arquebus. This job is from Balaam, and so before the corporations sometimes instead of fighting each other, they're like, "Hey, go attack the Liberation Front," right? Now, ev- now the corporation is like, "Okay, go attack the PCA," right? So this job from Balaam is to sabotage this tunnel where the PCA is trying to um reuse this really old equipment, something to get coral, something I don't really understand. So they're like, okay, sure, let's go in. Let's sabotage this old coral base. Now, basically, they're gonna use you as a distraction, while Balaam tries to fuck up their main forces or their main camp somewhere else. It's like, all right. Uh, Walter says something really cute. It's like they're just using it as a distraction. It's like they're not seeing your true use. I'll talk to them. He's like, what? Kawaii. It's like, I'm gonna talk to your teachers. Anyway, so you go to the tunnel, and you just go in there. You mess up some PCA MTs, and they're like, "Hey, what the hell, man?" And you go at the very end of the tunnel. You go destroy this thing, this relic they're trying to fix up to make the tunnel usable. But when you destroy it, for some reason, a coral explosion happens again, and everybody's like, "What the shit?" Oh, also in this mission, G1 Michigan was also talking to you, and it's like, "Yep, just like that." And oh, the main forces are going to your place earlier than usual. Good luck. And it's like, all right, whatever. And then the explosion happens, and everybody's like, "What's happening? What is going on?" And it's like, ah. And it's like, and Hannah Water's like, "You don't have to answer them right now. All you gotta do is get out of there." And there's like a reverse waterfall of coral explosion happening. I thought I was like, oh, okay, I just have to go up. No, there's a waterfall. Fuck. And if you touch it, it's going to inflict bleed on you. I was like, oh shit, my HP's going so down so fast. And I'm lost. And it's like, oh, why are we here just to suffer? I have no map. I realized in this one that we had no map. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. The entire time, I was just kind of looking at the sides where it would show you, oh, go here, and I didn't know that there was no mini map. I was just looking at the world and say at the markers. Anyway, so we struggle, we almost die, we eventually get out of the cave, we crawl our way out, and it's like everything in there dead by corals and by the coral. And then Air said something. It's like, oh, you made it, but do you always have to risk your life every time for these things, for these missions? Anyway, uh, and now another mission is from the Rubicon Liberation Front. Whoa, everybody's hiring us. It's a good day to be a mercenary. Yeah. Anyway, they want you to assassinate V7 of the Vespers. This is now this is now a stealth mission, and I thought, oh, it's pretty easy because when I did it the first time, I managed it pretty well. I did it in one shot, but every subsequent shot, I've had to had at least 3 tries to, to not get spotted, because as soon as you're spotted, the mission is over. And it's like, what the hell, man? Anyway, if you guys have seen it. You guys have seen me cry about this. I hate this mission so much. I say, but I do it all just to see V7 Swinburne, because I love him. I love him. You have to go get past all the guards, and then when you finally reach his arena area, then you have the option of of shooting him in the back, and he was like, "Ugh." And it's like, how dare you attack me in the back? It's like, well, what is this, man? We're at war here. Of course we're gonna get shot in the back. But it's like, it's like there's some sort of chivalry, some kind of code of honor. Anyway, I love him.
See, Balaam. Tired old concern falling. Yeah.
What do you think you're playing at? Wait, you're not one of mine. Another ambusher?
Falling further and further behind. I'll have you all sent for re-education. Snail will be pleased to have you. Back to your post, Grunt. I can handle myself, thank you. What?
Who are you? Stop right there! How dare you pretend to be one of my own? I don't know who put you up to this, but clearly you need to be disciplined. You've got skills. Shame you don't put them to good use. But that can... Wait! Let's not do anything hasty. You realize I lead the Vesper 7th Squad, which means I hold the purse strings. Every single transaction goes through me. Let me go, and you'll still come out on top. Understand? You're quick on the uptake, aren't you? Splendid. I'm sure Snail will see you're properly honored for this. You're not like those savages. Keep up the good work.
But you also have the option of just going up to him, and then he'll look at you. It's like, hey, I can handle myself here, soldier. And then he'll look at you. It's like, wait, you're not one of mine. What the shit? And he actually jumps back and puts up his shield. It's so funny. But yeah, he has, for somebody you only see in this one mission, because his fate does not matter after this, you can get a lot of dialogue from him, like attacking him, like surprise attacking him, or not surprise attacking him, or that thing, in the middle, if you attack him and he's about to die, he's going to offer you a deal. It's like, hey, if you let me go, I'll make sure you're rewarded handsomely, you know? And you can take that, or you don't, and you saw this. If you take it, he's like, that's great, you're not like the other curs out there, and he flies away. And then your bosses, the ones who hired you for this mission, the Liberation Front, get mad at you and send an assassin to kill you. It's like, you'll just take money from anyone, won't you? And he's fine, Rokumon-sen. I can never really hear him because I am fighting for my life. I feel like compared to Swinburne, he's faster. So like, I struggle to not kill him. But Swinburne is easy enough to pull my punches. If you do not take his offer, then it's I don't know, you just continue fighting. But, and this is the first one, I didn't know that there was an offer. If you keep shooting him, he'll get mad at you. I was still talking here. It's like, wow, that's adorable. But another one, I don't know if it's my favorite, but I really like it. You can take his offer. And at first I thought, because I'm always locked on, when you take his offer of, yeah, okay, I won't kill you, the lock-on turns off. I thought, oh, I can't shoot him anymore. But no, you still can. Your lock-on is just off. It doesn't see him as anyone anymore, but you can still shoot him. So if you take his offer, and he's like, yes, I knew you were up, you were good for it, you can be reasoned with, and then you shoot him, and he's like, what the hell? Who taught you that? And then he dies. And then Air is like, Raven, did Walter teach you that negotiation tactic? And it's like, she's so disappointed in you. Well, I say that, but she seems to be disappointed in you, no matter what your choice is in this mission, even though it is from the Liberation Front. He doesn't seem to like assassinations, but, you know, it is what it is. And she's like, huh. But this one is funny. He's like, did Walter teach you this? Because regardless of how high his health is, if you backstab him like that, it'll be a one-shot kill. Because even if you say no, refuse his offer, you'll have to kill him normally, and he does have quite a bit of life left. But this one will be a one-shot, so it's technically easier if you backstab him like that. But it is really funny. Anyway, I love Swinburne. I love Swinburne. I'm sad you never see him again. After if you accept his offer and get hit by Rokumonsen, the end screen will show you the penalties, which is you backstabbed your contractors, but afterwards you'll get a message from Pater saying it's like, we sent you the money for, not killing Swinburne, so, thanks for that.
Archibald's Group Mercenary Liaison, V8 Peter here. I understand you spared V7 and destroyed a Liberation Front AC. The company has allocated you an appropriate reward, as I'm sure you've noticed. I hasten to add that Swinburne's shameful conduct has dishonored the Vespers. He has now been sent for re-education under the orders of V2 Snail. That is all. The Archibald's Group expects much from you.
Re-education. Sounds sinister, but I don't know what that is, so alright, that kind of sucks. I guess I won't see him again. And it's true, you won't see him again, because turns out re-education is a euphemism for brainwashing. Cool. Love that for them. Anyway, so that's Swinburne's fate. If you let him go, he gets sent for brainwashing, and if you don't, he dies because you kill him, right? And that's all you see of Swinburne. V7, I'll always think of you. Anyway, now the next mission is... what is it? Survey the uninhabited floating city. This one comes from Handler Walter's friend. And basically, he says that his friend sent out some survey drones to this place, an abandoned city, Xylem. And for some reason, the drones kind of just die in the middle of it. And it's like, I'd like to know what's going on over there. So could you do me a favor and check it out? It's like, it has some fog devices that fuck up communications. So if you get lost, just follow the beacons that the drone left. It's like, oh, cool, they're beacons. And you go over there, and you can't hear Handler Walter because of the fog interference, but Air is there, and she's like, oh, let's just follow the red dots. It's like, I'll put a marker so you know where you've been. It's like, okay, cool. And then we follow the marker, and there's some enemies. Turns out, it's the city's defenses that are just kind of left on, abandoned by their masters, but they're still working, so you have to get rid of them while exploring the city, trying to turn off the fog generators. It's like, because they're protecting the fog generators, and they're like, man, what are you doing here? So you defeat them, turn off fog generators, and when you're nearing, and then you're kind of nearing the last one, you find the drone, and it got smashed up, and then you're kind of ambushed by more of the guard mechs protecting the city, and you're like, oh, I guess that's what happened to the drone. It got fucked up. So you defeat all of them, and when you check out the drone, it's like, oh, that's where the last fog generator is. Okay, cool, let's get to it. And Air gets kind of wistful and says something like, it's been a while since it's just been the two of us on a mission without Walter. It's like, you can take some time, and then when you turn off the fog generator, she's like, oh, now we'll be with Walter again. And I'm like, am I supposed to do something? Am I supposed to meander, look for something when she says this? Is there more dialogue? I never do, because I'm scared. It's a foggy city and I'm gonna get lost, so I'd better not risk it. But am I supposed to do something? Is this a date? Are we on a date, Air? Anyway, you turn off the last fog generator, and then suddenly you hear Handler Walter, and it's like, 621, look behind you! You're moving back. There's like, what the fuck? And the PCA is there with a warship again. It's like, guys, you don't have to bring a warship to everything you do. But they do anyway. We take out the warship, and we have to look for, their mechs that shooting us down, they're sniping us, and it's like, this was so scary, because I used up all my repair kits, and there's just this last one guy, and he's sniping at me, and I'm literally on 1 health. My last armor thing was already used. I literally have 1 HP left. I'm trying not to get shot. Somehow I find him and kill him before he kills me, and I was like, this was the scariest mission ever. Not just because of the fog, but because I'm sweating bullets, trying not to die, because if I die, I'd have to do all that all over again. And there was no checkpoint. I have to do it all from the beginning. It's like, fuck. Anyway, but I did it. Hey. Anyway, so the next mission, Heavy Missile Launch Support. This one's from Carla. She says the PCA is finally not just bearing down the corporations, but are getting in on her territory. That sucks. Get out of here, government. So she's like, they're crouching down my territory. I'm gonna launch a missile at them. Get out of here, right? So you have to defend the missile launch before, because they know there's a missile launch. They're gonna try to stop that, and you have to defend them. The Dozers, the rival Dozer faction, is teamed up with the PCA to take down Carla, and she's like, what the hell, man? Get over here, defend. So we go over there, we do a little tower defense, shoot everybody before... You can get bonus points by keeping the other 2 missiles alive. You only need the main one alive, but there's a total of 3 of them, and it would be great if you get all 3 of them launched, but you only really need 1. I tried to get 3, but this last run, I did my worst. This is the first time both missiles died, because it was like, I don't know, I got cocky. But anyway, this is the mission where you are introduced to Chatty Stick, RAD's AI robot that's basically RAD's vice president. He tells everybody else what to do and takes orders from Carla. And he's so cute. I love him so much. And he loves Carla so much. Even though he was made to be like a talkative entertainment kind of AI, he's just like, I don't need to talk that much. But he loves Carla so much. And he's also so nice to tourists. And he's just so cute. I'm a little bummed because his Japanese voice is kinda meh. His English voice is very good. And it's so cute. Anyway, I wub him.
Chatty Stick, RAD. Thanks for helping with the fireworks show. The chief loved working with you, so don't be a stranger. That's all I had to say. Later.
Oh, right. And I know all these we know all these characters even before we meet them, because Allmind, that AI thing that exists for all mercenaries.
This is Allmind, the mercenary support system.
Lets you in on this arena thing where you can fight some digital reproductions of other pilots, not necessarily mercenaries, because like there's a bunch of Vespers and Red Guns in here. And it ranks them in the arena, their fighting style and stuff. And you can read a little bit about them. So that's how I learned about Swinburne. And apparently he's kind of like a paranoid guy. If he's so paranoid, why didn't he expect us to shoot him in the back, honestly? And we learned about Chatty Stick there, and that's how we learned that he's made to be, supposed to be chatty, but he's not. And etc. We can also fight Sula in there. And it's really cool because in the arena, when you go fight them, they're just gonna given a little introduction. It's like, this is the AC name, this is the pilot name, this is their rank. Go fight. It's like, okay, cool.
Arena Combat Aptitude Evaluation Program, number 14, rank C. Subject AC, Circus. Call sign, Chatty Stick. Commencing evaluation.
But when you fight Sula, there's some weird interference, and it's kind of creepy. It's like, it only happens with Sula.
Arena Combat Aptitude Evaluation Program number 15. C. Network instability detected. Subject AC in Angle. Call sign Sula. Commencing valuation. Target destroyed. Concluding valuation. Well done.
It's like, what's going on there? That's maybe it's because he's the first augmented human and his data is kind of corrupt. That's creepy. That's weird. And it's because like, he's like, oh, Sula is important, but why? How? Why did he say stay away from the watch point? What does this mean? The next time this happens, it's when you fight Carla's data. But for Carla, it's very clear that she hacked it. In fact, she overrides Allmind's voice.
Arena Combat Aptitude Evaluation Program. Number 11. Rank. What is this?
Kinda creepy to go around ranking strangers, don't you think? Well, whatever. I'm busy, but you can have this old data. Nice. Don't know about the sim.
It appears the data contained an unauthorized message. We apologize. Terminating evaluation.
She sounds so embarrassed about it. Right. All the missions have been divided into chapters. Like, the end of the first chapter was the Sula and Balteus one. The end of the second chapter is when you were first introduced to the PCA. So we're roughly in chapter 3 right now. Anyway, heavy missile launch support, so we send the missile off, and it's like, Raven, it's just like fireworks. You know that scene? Anyway, the next is eliminate the enforcement squad. I forgot who gave us this mission. It might be the Liberation Front, it might be the companies, it doesn't really matter. It's just, we gotta get rid of some PCA people again. And I don't think it really moved the story along that much. It was just really annoying fight because it's, I don't know, LCs really are a pain in the ass. And apparently they have a new LC or HC and we have to go kill it. And it's like in a tight space and it's like, man. Anyway, we destroyed it. I had to put on my ass-kicking gear, but we destroyed it. So, whatever. Okay, the next mission now comes from Arquebus. And Rusty came. He's like, hey, here's a new mission for you, buddy. But I'll have V2 Snail talk about it. And I was like, oh, wait, we can't hear Rusty that much. Anyway, so Snail says that we're gonna go attack the old spaceport. Attack the base seized by PCA and destroy all the berthed warships. Mid-route rendezvous, friendly guys, so we're gonna attack the PCA's port where they park all their warships. So we're gonna attack the place where they park all their warships, and Rusty's gonna join us. Yay! Actually, not immediately. There's 2 points: the place where the warships are parked and the place where the radio towers are parked. We're gonna hit the warships, and then Rusty is gonna hit the radio communications, so that when we attack the warships, they don't immediately call for backup. That's what Rusty is gonna do. He's gonna take out the communications. So while communications are down, we're gonna fuck up as many warships as we can. Cool. You think that would be hard, but apparently it's a meme how easy they are, because all you have to do is take out their what is called the bridge. All you have to do is take out the bridge. Just like in Gundam GQX episode 2, where Char just put a sword into the window of the bridge. We do that. We shoot into it though. So we just go shoot him up while Rusty is dealing with the comms place. Then in the middle of it, eventually comms get back on, and we destroy a couple more warships, and then eventually they send in some two big guys, and Rusty is like, "Oh shit, I'm here, buddy. I'll help you out. And it's like, oh my god, Rusty! And he actually helped him this time. It was cute. It's nice because when he first showed up, I was thinking, it's like, oh, here it is, the tank and the DPS. And you know what our enemies are? I analyzed the enemies, and she said they're also basically a tank and a DPS. I was like, oh my god, twins! Anyway, I just thought it was funny because, like, Rusty's started attacking the tank, and I started attacking DPS. And my god, I was struggling, so I was like, hang on, what's Rusty doing? And he was struggling, so I just went over and helped him out, and it's like, wow, is this love? Anyway. We killed him pretty quickly if we're both teaming up together to wail on the one guy. And I was like, alright. And then they say,
Go double 4. Send me what you've got on the target.
Relaying system response. Corporate AC V4 Rusty. Independent mercenary Raven. Data on the mercenary is being checked for discrepancies.
Strange bedfellows.
it's fine. I'm fine. Anyway, so we defeat them, and it's like, all right, we did it! Yay! And then suddenly Era's like, Raven, I'm picking up something. We go check it out over here. So we go look at it, and there's something crushing underneath the ice, and it's a worm! My god, I thought that I was safe from it because we're in Mecha, but no, we're in sci-fi. There's always going to be a big fucking worm. It's a robot worm, but it's always I hate this. Why does it have to be in sci-fi? It's like in fantasy things, fantasy games, fantasy movies, fantasy manga, whatever, there's going to be a big ass spider. And in sci-fi games, movies, novels, whatever, big ass worm. In the desert, in the ice field, man, big ass worm. I hate it so much, and yet here we are, big ass worm. So this is so the worm is a PCA weapon, an autonomous weapon, meaning there's no pilot in it, that they kind of stole from the Rubicon Research Institute. Oh wait, the Rubicon Institute of something, RRI? I can't remember. Anyway, the science people who used to live on Rubicon before the fires, they were the ones doing the technology. The PCA got that technology and is now using it for themselves to, protect whatever. And that this big ass worm is one of that. And now the corporations are like, oh shit, oh fuck, that thing can destroy anything. What are we gonna do about it? And so they actually teamed up. It's freaking them out so bad, and they're like, we can't do this on our own. We need to team up. It's like, what are we gonna do about it? So that's cool. And Walter's also involved because he was talking to G1 Michigan and asking him, like, we gotta team up. It's like, yep, we teamed up. And it's like, how about you guys? Like, yeah, we'll help. Because apparently Michigan knows that Handler Walter is hanging out with Carla, aka RAD. And it's like, okay, let's bring up a game plan to figure out what we're gonna do about it. And so we get a mission from Carla. It's like, hey, we are all against the PCA here, and I got a thing that could bring down that giant worm. I'm gonna need your help because my ex stole the thing from me. Like, he stole all my cash and he stole my data, so I'm gonna need you to bring it back because, like, that data specifically has things that can specifically bring down an ice worm. It'd be really cool. So, you gotta help me out here. And that's where we go into the rival Dozer faction. Looks like he commandeered the rival Dozer faction. That may also be why she hates their ass, but I don't know. Anyway, he's a funny guy. I like him, but it's so funny because Carla and Air both think he's annoying. It's like visitor, tourist, can you shut him up, please? Even Air's like, Raven, I'm getting a headache. Can you make it quiet, please? And it's like, wow, they're so mean. He's so funny, though.
I'm waiting for you, friend. Fidgeting anxiously before the big dance. I do hope I'll keep up, but the anticipation is part of the fun.
Ah, my new friend. You're here at last. Brute! Oh, Carla.
You're being
You've
showered
introduced
at.
me to such wonderful people. Wonderful things.
Shut him up, tourist.
The sweet melody of the generator. How Milktooth's heart sings.
We built that AC at RAD, tourist. Don't underestimate it.
How Milktooth weeps. How the rail cannon weeps. Torn from their mother. Oh, they must miss Carla so. I weep too.
Don't encourage him.
My friend, this is a gift. Thank you.
Enemy AC is silent.
Looks like he's dead. Good. All right, tourist. I'll see about retrieving our secret project. We'll need it to go worm hunting.
So we kill him, we get the data back, and then we get the Ice Worm mission. This is a joint collaboration between Arquebus and Balaam, where Arquebus will be like fighting the PCA on a different front, and Balaam will be in charge of the worm mission. And we can join the briefing. That's so cute. Rusty is there. Iguazu is there. Oh my god, I totally forgot to talk about Iguazu, but remember that little field trip with G4 and G5? Afterwards, he actually messages you.
You got lucky, Merc. You were the only warm body they could find. The Red Guns are going to be first over the wall. Have fun watching from the sidelines.
And he's just so cocky like that. That kind of delinquent, vibes. And he's just so cute, man. Anyway, and he's there, and Snail and Rusty and Michigan and Carla are there, and we're all, figuring out, it's like, okay, what are we gonna do? I was gonna describe it to you, but now that I'm looking through the footage, I might as well just let the whole thing play because it's pretty short. I'm gonna force you to listen to my meow meows. They're so cute.
Listen up, 621. This will be a joint operation led by Balaam and Arquebus. The briefing's about to start. I want you to attend.
First, some background before we go into detail. The intercorporate ceasefire is now in effect, and we will be carrying out coordinated attacks against the PCA. The targets are the enemy-occupied bases, the heavy warship fleet, and the recently activated...
I'll cut to the chase. This is an all-out war against the PCA and theaters across Rubicon. And y'all got the short end of the stick. You're here to take on the worst of our dirty work, hunting the beast of the ice field.
Sure thing, Chief. Tell you what, I'll watch and let you know how badly that goes for us.
Gun 5, you just volunteered yourself for the front line.
Moving on. Let's talk about how we're going to neutralize the Iceworm's coral shield. You'll be dealing with a layered barrier made up of a primary and a secondary shield.
Arquebus will provide the means to break the first layer. The state-of-the-art stun needle launcher. Aim for the face, and it will deliver results, I assure you.
What about the second layer?
RAD's cooked up just the thing. A neat little toy we call the overhead rail cannon. If we divert the spaceport's standby power to the ORC, it should hit hard enough, assuming we land the shot.
You can leave that to me. I know a thing or two about sharpshooting.
I'll oversee operations on the ground. A ragtag crew like this needs leadership.
We could use some more suppressive fire. I'll send Chatty.
That just leaves the question of who will be taking charge of the stun needle launcher.
I know just the volunteer to go poke that beast with a stick. Gun 13, you get all that? Good! Time for another field trip!
I just think that's a nice little summary of their personalities, and how they interact with each other. And like it's also just so cool because like they would never interact with each other otherwise, like Michigan or Snail like that. It's like, oh, it's so cool to see that because it's crossover. So anyway, we get the stun needle. Don't forget about it, G13. Because apparently you can go into this mission forgetting about it. And they're like, why have you done this? But yeah, you have to equip the stun needle. Or no, and if you play the mission, you have to equip it yourself. But it is locked when you first play this mission in the story, so you have no choice but to use the stun needle. I kind of wish there was on like the L1 button, but they locked it to the R1. It's like, okay, fine, whatever. And this mission where you have to kill the ice worm is so cute because you can hear everybody and their little characteristics and their little mannerisms. And also, this is that the iconic scene, because before I started playing Armored Core, I would see people just simping for V4 Rusty, and people were like, oh my god, Rusty, oh, Rusty. So I looked, I was like, how good can he be? And I listened to him and I was like, it's okay. And they would always put on this one scene where he sniped the worm, and I'll just play it.
Primary shield disabled.
Shield loss confirmed. Initializing ORC firing sequence. Connecting EML modules. Opening energy turbines. Output at 80%. Sighting correction A-OK. 90, 95. I won't miss.
Secondary shield down.
Gun 13, the head's open for a direct hit.
And I was like, that's so sexy, and that's so hot. It's the best scene in AC6. And when I first saw it without any context, I was like, yeah, it was cool, but whatever. But now that I played it, now that I suffered, I'm like, that was the hottest thing I've ever seen. Thank you, Rusty. I love you. You know? Like, maybe it's the suffering that brings us together, that it pulls us closer. Anyway, because to get to that scene, you have to first shoot that worm in the face. Otherwise, he won't shoot. And it's like, yeah, first you have to survive to shoot that thing in the face. It's like, man. Anyway. And while you're trying to shoot this thing in the face and survive, you can hear everybody else fighting for their lives and, like, dying in the process. Iguazu goes down first. I was like, no. And then, so I thought it's like, oh, I have to shoot it once. It's like, why am I having a hard time killing it? Turns out you have to shoot it 3 more times. What the shit? I can't believe this. Stop making me... Can't we just do it one time? But no. So, shoot it once. Rusty shoots it. Then we go wail on it. We start DPSing. And then the shields come back up. We have to shoot it again. Then Rusty shoots it again. And then we can wail on it. The second phase, when you do it, then it kind of goes into a blind rage. And then Snail gets taken out. And now it's just us and Chatty. And now the worm is red. And just struggles. Just struggles. And we have to shoot it again. I thought it's like, oh, I got it. Rusty, why don't you shoot? And then Aer's like, its primary shield is stronger, so we have to shoot it again. It's like, bro. And even Rusty's like, oh, it's going berserk, so the next shot is gonna be my last. I'm gonna put all the energy into it. It's like, you gotta survive until then. It's like, man. So we shoot it again. And then Rusty shoots it, and it's like, the drama. So you have to run over to where the worm is, and we gotta wail him. And if you don't kill it fast enough, you will die, I think. But I did kill it fast. They do leave enough time for you to kill it fast, to kill it enough, especially since if your guns are recharging, if you bought the big stuff. But yeah, it actually takes a little bit of effort to let it not die in that last run. Michigan just says like the mission's a failure if you fail, but he says that all the time if you die anyway. So there's not a lot of new voice lines, I don't think, because you're supposed to kill it at that last one. I can't believe I didn't mention this, but so like your comrades go down one by one, right? Iguazu goes down first, his machine breaks down. And then Snail goes down second. I think he goes down around the time when the worm goes berserk. And then Chatty goes down eventually. Actually, Chatty stays with you as long as he can until he does get down by the worm through natural circumstances, I think. And it's just like Iguazu go down and you're like, oh, that's pretty weak of you. Well, that's sad. And then Snail goes down, and because before he leaves, he says like, my AC got damaged beyond repair. I'm leaving, you know. So you know he's alive. He evacuated. But then Chatty just like keeps going with you through the suffering, through hell, through death. And then at the very end, when he can't take anymore, he says something like,
I'm out, tourist. You're on your own now. Withdraw.
okay, I may be stupid and have missed him saying withdrawing, but my point still stands. Chatty, you're the only real one for me. You're my only hoe. I love him so much. Anyway, this is also the mission where I thought everybody was dying, evidently. Like, I was stressed, so I didn't notice the withdrawing or leaving or stuff. And I definitely thought Iguazu was dead, and Chatty. Well, not Snail, because... So, this is what I was talking about earlier, when they die in battle, but they're not dead in the story, so you're not really sure unless they mention it in a cutscene or later in a message or something, right? Anyway, so you kill it, and it's like, oh my god, you did it. You even Quaz is like, I can't believe that freelancer did it. Holy shit! It's like he really did it. You know that scene in Megamind. Air interrupts and says like, oh, more coral is seeping out, you know, lost voices. And then she says like, Raven, I have to tell you the truth.
There's something I have to tell you. The coral. It's my family. My brothers and sisters. I am but a single wave, born from the coral tide. A Rubiconian without a body. No one even knew I was there for such a long time. Raven, you're the only one who...
Go get your rest, 621. Things are going to get busy. You did good.
So she's like this ephemeral being thing, the coral, meaning the coral is a sentient being or something. So yeah, I can see why she's horrified. It's like, oh, they're just using us as fuel. It's like, the live stream. It's just the live stream, man. We're Midgar. We're being Midgar, except it's on a different planet. Anyway, that is the end of chapter 3. And that's where I'll leave it for tonight because it's now 1 a.m. I will continue tomorrow, probably. I will also end the video here because it's now the 2-hour mark and I have so much shit and so much more footage to get through. My god, she just keeps yapping. Anyway, this thing is like 10 gigs, so I have to trim it down. I'll make a part 2, like, right now. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on the bell for future notifications, and have a great day.